the goal here with this sheets of sound is that we're trying to extract as many different shapes that we can using the triad pair groupings, okay? That's really the goal here. So this is just another conceptual way of organizing this. And you see that from all of these, we end up getting, and that's what the little numbers are under each one, we end up getting 24 shapes, right? There's no shape that's exactly like any of the other ones here, okay? There might be similar shapes, but they're not the same, okay? And when we do that, the next step here would be to combine the shapes all together and end up getting an unbelievable amount of different sounds. So if I go, 4, 11, 14, 18, let's see how that sounds, right? 4, 11, 14, 18. Right? So you can see where we're going with this, right? You start to get all these different interesting diminished shapes, and it's still only using C major and F sharp minor triads. We have, in addition to these two that I chose, 8 triad pairs to choose from and apply it to this sheets of sound template, right? That we're going to be able to extract an unlimited amount of sounds. Michael, what do you mean by 14 and 18? If you notice on this sheet, I put a small number above every single 4-note group because dividing up the triads this way yields 24 different 4-note shapes. So above, you'll notice above each 4-note shape, I have a little number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 24. And so everyone should see that little number. And what I did is I arbitrarily chose 4 random numbers to demonstrate where you can take this information and kind of like mess around with it. Because eventually, once you have all of these sequences down under your fingers, you can start to mix and match, and you can create a whole variety of different lines. So I'll choose another one right now for fun. How about 8, 11, 1, and 24? 8, 11, 1, and 24. Right? And, this is tripping me up. This is stuff you want to do slow, but it really, everyone can hear the sound of that C major and F minor triad is super clear. And it's going to set you on a path to kind of just have another way of thinking about how to organize this stuff. Okay. Again, this is all conceptual, and it's just another way of trying to give you more information to play, more information to help you expand your vocabulary. Okay. So that's this worksheet. I'm going to answer William's question very quickly. Do you have a way to organize all this into a simple way to practice it and integrate it so it's eventually available in the moment? Yes. And that's what I was talking about in the beginning. The best thing to do for this is to choose one shape and try to put it over a 2-5-1 in every key, okay? So if I demonstrate that very quickly, I'll go back to the 2-5-1, and I'll try to choose 1 or 2 of the different triad pairs over each one of these 2 5s and play it for everyone so you can hear how this sounds. And I'm going to do this slowly. I'm not going to try to burn it too much, but I'll give everyone a slow example of this. Here we go. Now going down a whole step. Another whole step. Oh, sorry. Okay. So everyone hopefully can hear that over every one of those 5 chords, I was choosing one or two of the options for these triad pair combinations over the 5 chord. And what I would do when you're first trying to get this sound together is just choose one that you like. Choose one of these triad pairs that you like and try to go through every key first. The reason that I would do that is because typically getting all of the patterns together is going to drive you crazy if you can't really apply it, right? It's the application process that's going to make you start hearing this. And once you start hearing it, using all of the other options starts to become second nature. So I wouldn't try to go through and learn every single pattern you possibly can learn and then hope that you're somehow going to be able to play it. You got to go through slowly, take it through a 2-5-1, try to put it on a blues, and try to incorporate it in your playing from one or two ideas that you like slowly first, and then go back and try to practice all the patterns. Okay, this can get very overwhelming, which is exactly what I don't want to do. Part of this is to help you develop your technique, but to avoid getting overwhelmed, you do want to kind of do this very slowly and think about what chord qualities you're lining up. So for the first 2-5-1 that I played, I was playing typical vocabulary, right? That was just on my E minor. And now I'm going to think E flat major and F sharp minor over the A7, which is one of the options, but I'm going to target the B flat on the E flat major, which is going to be the flat 9. And you want to be conscious of that, right? Right? And now I'm going to go down the E flat major to the F sharp minor and resolve to the natural 6 of the major chord, which is going to be my B on my D major. So sorry, what did I play? Yeah. Right? Right? That's my E, yeah. So that's my E flat major and F sharp minor. And I'll play that over the 2-5-1 so you can hear how that sounds again. But you want to take a little phrase like that and see if you can apply it, right? So I'll just play that one, the same line that I just played really quickly for you. Here we go. One more time so you can hear it. And I resolved to the 9 that time, right? So that's just a really slow way and a beautiful way of actually targeting a specific color tone, really, on the dominant chord. In this case, I was thinking of the flat 9, but I wasn't just thinking of the flat 9. I was thinking of the flat 9 as it belongs to this hexatonic pair, which in this case is the 5th of E flat major triad, right? So it's getting a little more specific than just kind of playing the color tones on the dominant chord, okay? So the next thing, and this is dealing with a question that we were just asked, we were talking about not having repeated notes, and if we have repeated notes, we end up getting to pentatonic scales, okay? So I'm going to try to go through these pentatonics really quickly, and I don't want to be overwhelming anyone, but let's talk about the pentatonic scales, okay?